What's going on, folks? Alright, so here I am with a small manual pickup that I did on eBay. Found just a small lot. It wasn't really labeled that well, and I believe I was the only bidder on this, actually. So I don't know what happened, if it was from labeling or what, but I paid about 21 bucks, and you're going to see what I got here. So off the bat, let's get a couple games I got out of the way. So I got another copy of Gemfire, so that's my second copy of Gemfire now. Got that incredibly cheap. I'm just gonna watch the value on this for about 3 months. If it doesn't rise how I'm expecting, I might trade that off for something. It's nice to have one or two NES games you can trade for another one you need. So if I got some valuable NES games to trade, that'd be great. Picked up Big Nose Caveman. It's actually a pretty fun game, one of the Chimericas. And then I picked up a Wrecking Crew. Cool. So yeah, another 5-pin. And I'm at about 42, I think it's 42 or 43 5-pins games, and there's 80 something, so I'm working on those. Alright, to the manuals and posters. Let's look at a few of the first posters I got. So I've got the 1986 Nintendo Game Plan poster. Make sure it's 86. Yeah, it's the 86 one, and I do have a second one of those. So I have two of those. Trying to be careful with these because most of them are in good condition. Then you have the Now You're Playing with Power 87 one. I myself have one of these. I actually kept it up on my wall for a while, but that is one of my favorite ones. Now You're Playing with Power. So 86, 87. I do not have the 88 here, but this is the 89 post came with games in 89. So yeah, Now You're Playing with Power. And I have an extra one of those too. So I've got two 86s, two 89s. That's it. Around to the manuals. Oh, here's a cool thing I got. I think it's this. Got a wallet off a Kickstarter. It's called a Machine Era Coach. Really cool. But it's completely brass. And I realized it's a great Hue card holder, so I can display nicely one of my Hue cards in there, take it to my friend's house to play. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so manuals. I got an NES Advantage manual. That's pretty much why I bought the collection. Not really, but it's nice to have an NES Advantage manual to go with the 4 advantages I have. So we got Commando. And I'm not going to go through all these, but I may briefly talk about one or two. So it's Commando. That's one of the Capcoms. A lot of the Capcoms look the same like that. They have the same style on their manuals. Now here's an interesting one. I did not know I was getting Bases Loaded 4. I thought it was Bases Loaded 1 in the very few pictures that were shown, and it wasn't labeled there either. It just said Bases Loaded. So this is actually Bases Loaded 4 manual. This manual is extremely hard to find. You may find it, I mean the game's pretty rare too, but the manual's pretty hard. I mean you might find this manual boxed with the game. I think in most circumstances that's how this manual's found, but you may find one of those individually. But yeah, so super thrilled when I got this. I mean, just seeing this manual alone, manual alone could probably sell for 8 to, into the high teens if somebody really wanted that. American Gladiators. Sunsoft manual, Batman. I'll be reading that one later. Something interesting about the companies. Companies treated their manuals very differently. Konami, for instance, is very just silly with their manuals, and the things they put in their manuals, from their Laser Scope manual to Top Gun to Super Nintendo's Castlevania 4 manual, where they just make jokes all around. So I don't have any Konamis here, but I think Konami's manuals in general should just sell for more because they're very entertaining. Here is just a regular old Duck Hunt Mario Brothers manual. Probably came with the system. And then I got a Punch-Out. So not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but the regular Punch-Out. And I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson had its own Punch-Out, and Punch-Out had its. So that's regular Punch-Out manual. Romstar World Champ. That opens kind of sideways there. And we got Beetlejuice. It's a cool manual to have. Glad to have that one. And then there's one Rampage, and I've got two Rampage, so two copies of Rampage. One's a little better condition than the other. I've got a Wayne Gretzky with the White Kings jersey on manual. So there's 4 different Wayne Gretzky type of boxes and game cards, each where he's wearing a different jersey, and obviously there's 4 different manuals like that. Defender of the Crown. I got that game for a grade card game one day for getting like good grades, and I never got good grades after that because the game sucks so bad. It's like, what's getting good grades worth if I'm gonna get shitty games? So I got Roller Game Manual. Here's NHL, MLB Baseball. And then we got a Flintstones manual. It's not Surprise at Dino Peak. It is the rescue of Dino and Hoppy. That's neat because I just bought that game too. So now I got the game and manual in unison. Bo Knows Baseball. And here's a neat ocean game. Jurassic Park. Cool. Alright, here's an older manual. Kind of tore up, but an interesting one nonetheless. From Hudson Soft, we have Adventures of Dino Riki. Here we have Kings of the Beach. And last for the manuals, what you hear in the background, and what I've been watching for the last 2 days, is Home Alone. Alright, so those are our manuals. Let's go over some of the posters. First, in the posters, a lot of these posters were not labeled, so I did not know what I was getting with this. I got 3 pamphlets. I've got a Ultra pamphlet, showing off some of those games. Defender of the Crown, it just haunts me everywhere I go. And everything's just in great condition as far as the manuals go. Now here's a really interesting one. This one just excites me. I don't know why. I don't know how rare it is, but sorry, this light. I got this light here, and it's got a magnifying glass on it. It's really cool for checking out games, but it gets bright sometimes. So yeah, here's the Bandai game plan. It shows Ninja Kid, one of my favorite rare games, Chubby Cherub. That's kind of like, whenever I think of rarity in games that I just like want to hoard or stockpile, it's Chubby Cherub. I just have this feeling that 10 years from now, Chubby Cherub's going to be like a $200-300 game, and that's why I just want lots of it now. I mean, it's already selling for $30, and it's just rare. So it's the Bandai game plan, and then I got a silver looking, looks like a metal, and that's Konami's. I haven't read this yet, but I'm interested in reading this. 10 ways to heat up your Nintendo system. So it shows 10 games there. Okay, now for the poster. So I've spread the posters out here in my bed. We have Blaster Master up there. And some of these have backsides, some don't. Smash TV. Got one here. Power Fuel. That is Mindscape's poster. I've got a Tecmo poster here. There's one by Narc. I've got them all spread out here kind of crudely. I'm not going to flatten them out because they're really held well folded. So I'm going to fold these back up when I'm done. Here's one for Hunt for Red October. The hunt is on with Nestle's Crunch. Chocolate is scrunchious when it crunches. And then it shows high-tech. Excuse me. High-tech one. So yeah. Double Dragon 2. So that, we got Swords and Serpents. Cool looking manual. Cool looking poster there. And here's a Data East poster showing off some of their games. Here's a Broderbund. Turn on your Nintendo with Broderbund. And one of my favorites, Guardian Legend. Oh, and Legacy of the Wizard. I don't think this game, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look up Napoleon. That's one that's kind of eluded me. Pretty sure it's an NTSC release. Up here we have Wizards and Warriors, and showing off a couple of acclaimed games down there. None of which really held up to Wizards and Warriors. Possibly Acclaim's best game from those days. Here's one, but guy flexing, he's a power player. That's a Kemko Seika. And then over here we have a Game Tech poster showing off some of their games. We're into fun and games. So yeah, that's what I picked up. Pretty good lot there for cheap. I actually did have I had quite a high bid on a 192 manual lot. It sold this morning for $360, which was a little bit more than I had on my PayPal at the moment, so I did not get that. I would have totally got that. I mean, individually, it was worth over $1,000 of manuals if you added them all up. There was a Rad Racket manual. I remember seeing a Legend of the Dusty Diamonds manual. There's quite a bit, $20, $30 manuals in there, at least 2 dozen of them. So, I'm trying to get manuals now because sooner or later these manuals are going to be up there too. So, all right, and I will be putting up a video discussing manuals. I've gone through the years and picked out a couple manuals I like, and I'm going to do a small discussion up to their demise. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.